let's get to Steph Curry's rough night. And a question everyone asking here today has been, was Curry's limited offensive game 2 just a case of a bad shooting night? Happens to the best of them, as Curry said. He saw it happen to Jordan. He's seen it happen to Tim Duncan. Or was it because Matthew Dellavedova into the starting lineup, taking those minutes from an injured Kyrie Irving, was all over him? Or is it a little bit of A and B?
Well, I find it very difficult to believe Matthew Dellavedova is Curry's kryptonite.
Right.
I mean, let's be honest here. He's not going to stop Steph Curry. I just found a lot of these missed shots here. He set the mark for most three-pointers missed in a single game in finals history, 13. I found that when he was sort of spinning like Steph Curry does, and you feel like every shot coming off his hand is a good shot, I felt like he was just a little off balance. He wasn't right, and some of these were actually forced shots. And he felt that, he said in the post-game press conference that he knew that they weren't good when he left his hand. We're talking about Steph Curry. That shouldn't happen. I just think he had a bad game. I really do. I don't think he shot the ball. The physical mechanics of shooting the ball, he just didn't shoot it all that well. They didn't look good leaving his hand. And yeah, Dellavedova's, we can show you a nice little highlight pack of Matthew Dellavedova all up in his grill, but we can also show you a bunch of open shots that Steph Curry would hit in his sleep. We're going to show you one where he hit from the tunnel a little later in the show pregame, but he just wasn't in his flow. He didn't have, and listen, game 2s aren't good for them. So I just think it's a combination of a few things, but Steph just wasn't right.
Dellavedova, though, definitely playing a more physical. I think we can all agree with that.
He plays pick and roll better, for sure.
He plays pick and roll a bit better. He fights through screens. And he has because I think Dellavedova is not being asked to really do a whole lot offensively, even though he had some timely buckets in this one. His job is to go out there and for as many minutes as he possibly can give to just stay attached to Curry. Get your arms on him. Push him around a little bit. He did a great job at that. I mean, when Curry goes 0 for 8, when Delly's right there, I mean, that's just great defense.
Yeah.
And you even saw it, like Dellavedova would get, at times, matched up on like Clay or sometimes Harrison Barnes. Clay was just shooting over him. I mean, that's a matchup nightmare for the 4 guy. He's still putting up a heck of a fight, trying to keep position in the post. But with Curry, there's no worry of any sort of posting up, so he just has to try and move his feet. And again, he can be a little more handsy and a little more physical. He plays that way, and it worked out. I mean, look, the numbers don't lie. I'm with you. Curry just had one of those really weird nights. I'll guess he doesn't shoot, 2 for 15 or whatever it was from 3 again in this series, but credit to Dellavedova as well. He's all over him. And the turnovers, I mean, he also had 6 turnovers in this game.
There's a reason why Steph was off balance and he was sort of out of his flow, and Dellavedova has to get a little bit of credit for that. But I think it's just a matter of feel and touch and finesse and him getting that back. Because you saw in the Memphis series in round 2, he sort of lost it in games 2 and 3, those 2 games that they lost. Curry was not himself, but you also saw balls like this. Could it go down anymore?
Right.
It really wasn't his night. But again, I think the stability, the balance, Steph's going to look at it at the game tape and be like, that doesn't look like me.
Yeah.
I mean, he was sort of off kilter. Some shots, kind of don't want to compare him to like a J.R. Smith, but some were like, just kind of, hey, it's my turn to shoot, and it wasn't his night.
Well, I think that's maybe a worry when you are, arguably, again, we've already talked about it, maybe the greatest shooter in NBA history. I mean, you're definitely on the short list already early in his career, that when you're that good, I mean, you're almost like, well, there's no way I'm going to miss the next one.
Right.
I feel fine with these shots. These are my type of shots. They're off the dribble, a little fade. I mean, I feel good about these. They're not going in. So, the numbers say I'm going to hit the next one, and it just sort of kept snowballing from there. Dellavedova, too, again, timely baskets.
Yeah.
He didn't have a great line, but the huge rebound, he hit a 3 there, the free throws. I mean, he chipped in a little bit offensively.